what we've been hearing all day. We're kind of on old McDonald's farm here a wee bit. Kelly said to me, don't make it boring. Don't make it the same thing of what you're going to say to everybody. Well, what else can I say is, but good morning.
Good morning from Ahaura.
I tell you what, this is an interesting little place because since we've actually been here, we have had, how many thunderstorms have we had? How many?
I don't even think you can call them thunderstorms. They are electrical storms that literally light up the entire sky.
And then you go bang, 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 bang.
Yeah, and then the thunder, it's not just a crack. It lasts for about, probably 10 seconds. It feels like a long time. And 10 seconds probably doesn't sound long, but when it's like rumbling, man. I actually thought there was someone walking around the van last night. I could hear the...
She's terrible. I'm married to a meerkat.
Yeah. And next minute I pulled the blind down and crack, bang, a big thunder lightning thing across the back window.
So Kelly's trying to do the whole sort of sound effects and everything there with a lot of force behind it, but it actually had a lot more force behind it. It was just really loud. Oh,
I know,
did you hear?
Going for it. Did you show everyone where we actually exercised yesterday?
Oh yes, of course it did. Yeah, I showed them, and I said that we moved away from being in there as well.
Very
Told
glamorous,
them that.
and it doesn't smell very nice. And smells very coaly, doesn't it?
It's
Oh, you're burning something right there.
What is it?
I don't know, but I can see the smoke coming over the thing. They're probably trying to smoke us out because we've been here for 2 days.
Oh no, she said stay here as long as they want to.
Right, yeah, it's probably on fire.
God, that's quite close. Turkey's probably going to get cooked up. That's the biggest, fattest turkey you've ever seen in your life. That's what we've been hearing all day. Oh, poor old turkey. Oh. We're kind of on old McDonald's farm here a wee bit. And with the chickens, and we've got the tui across the road. Kelly's starting up. She's ready to go. You know what she's like. Well, lunch is on its way. It's already been started. We've got boiled chicken today and baked potatoes, and I'm going to do some sort of raw cabbage salad, something or other like that. Right, my turn to drive today. It smells nice in here.
We don't actually need diesel, but we've learned that you just get it when you can. Because when you need it and it's not there, that's very stressful.
Yeah, we have learned that.
But diesel, lunch at Brunner Mine, and then we're going to find a freedom camp and go for a nice walk.
Another perfect day. Tutus and thank you, or was that just letting you know I'm passing you? You want to explain what we're having for lunch today?
Today we have a baked potato, a little bit of cubed butter, parmesan cheese, parsley. To the side we have a raw slaw with lemon juice, parsley, and a little bit of chopped camembert.
And our oil's on there too. Salt.
Boiled, lovingly boiled chicken and extremely thinly chopped mushroom. This is the last of the 6 Tyneside chimneys. So this is the Brunner Mine, and in 1896 the mine actually exploded and killed 65 men, which still to this day is New Zealand's worst workplace accident. So we're going to go across and have a look. Interestingly enough, when they were talking on the sign there before, they said on the same morning they tried to get the ponies who pull the carts, they tried to get them into the mine shaft, and on 3 occasions they reared up and wouldn't go into the mine. The only way they could get them into the mine was to push them in backwards and blindfolded. So, well, how would the horses, they must have known something was up. And 9:30 that morning, the mine exploded.
They sense things, don't they? It's like they used to send a canary into the mines as well.
Yeah, for the gas, wasn't it? If the canary died, you knew you were in trouble.
Yes.
Oh, terrible, isn't it? And what the workers had to put up was not only the coal dust, but the gases and the fumes and all sorts. All right, we'll go and check it out. Still the original bridge there.
They built it well.
Unbelievable, isn't it? It was built in 1876. Denniston was the other place we were at the other day with the large carriages. In fact, men came from Denniston here to help. It took them 5 days to get all the bodies out. These were some of the rescuers.
Coal was put in there to remove all the moisture and all the gases to turn it into coke, and the coke was used for the locomotives for quite a wee while actually. I think if I read that correctly, up to 1908.
So coke must be like a concentrated form of coal. The design of these ovens actually came from England.
Not surprising actually with the amount of people. There was only a very small, tiny percentage of actual New Zealanders who worked here.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, the majority of them came from overseas.
Ah. So we thought that this brickworks was to make bricks for the ovens, but actually in between the layers of coal there was a material that turned out to be extremely good for making bricks. So that was another stream of income for the mine. Oh, mine shaft. The return airway for the shaft. It's interesting, isn't it? Do not enter. Oh, imagine going to work and going in there every day. How horrific would that be, just going to work?
The Brunner Mine disaster occurred on the site at approximately 9:30 a.m. on Thursday the 26th of March 1896. The official commission found that the initial explosion was caused by a blown-out shot in the dip section, and with the abundant dust lying on the roadways, a series of coal dust explosions intensified and quickly swept through a large part of the workings. All 65 men and boys working underground lost their lives. The sad thing about all of that too is that after they lost all their lives, it's the mothers, the wives who were left behind, and they had to somehow find a way to still feed the family, because a lot of these homes and things that they were in, they didn't own them. There were a lot of things that they did own, the people who were actually doing the coal mining, but there were a lot of things that they didn't own, and in some of them they didn't own their houses, and they just, I suppose they took them off them. Oh, look at that. You going to go in?
Very strange material on the wall. It's like wax.
Oh, is it?
What that is.
Oh gosh, it smells extremely mouldy. Oh God, I'm getting out. That's like black mould. It's dangerous. Oh, oh. You shouldn't stay in there very long. That's really, really bad. Hold your breath. Well, that was a lot of fun. I've learned so much actually since we've been doing our van life, and what I've learned is in this day and age, we when we're working, we can complain that we get tired, that we get exhausted, hungry, and we're too hot or we're too cold, or I can't afford to do this and I can't afford to do that. And then when you go and look back in time and you look at history, the way that people worked, I mean, some of them were lucky if they even got morning tea, or should I say they didn't get morning tea. They were lucky if they had 10 or 15 minutes for lunch, and they wanted to try and maybe get 30 minutes if they were blooming lucky, and they had to fight for that. The other things of what I've seen is the conditions and everything. Your hands can be so cold, and those poor boys' hands are cold, and they've got boiling hot water from where the fires have been heating up water and everything, and they put their hands in there just to warm up and everything. But food, I don't know where all the food and things came from, and it's not just actually the human beings which were treated the way that they were treated. Obviously the horses too, and the horses were too clever for their own good, but certainly didn't help them. They didn't have any rights or anything either. So those of us who complain about everything when we're working and how hard things are, not as bad as what they were back in the late 1800s and early 1900s. You just need to come and have a look at some of these places that we've been going to, because it really, for me, it has been a huge eye-opener. It's quite frightening. So, yeah, those of you who have had family part of all of this is your history. You know more about it than what we do, really. We're just wandering in here, passing by. Kelly and I just wanted to let you know a little bit more along the way of what we see, because we're just shocked by it. It's in the history books, but it's not, or it's written, you can see it on Google, or you can talk about it, but to actually be part of it all, come here and have a look. Experience the weather, experience the walks, listen to the tuis, and look at whatever there is here to look at. It was torrential rain and sunshine.
We were just saying that the trees have suddenly changed. So we're heading towards Lake Brunner, which is inland.
Just feels a bit more home, really, or Canterbury.
So we've just arrived at the Arnold Dam Freedom Camp, which is literally just a stony car park in front of the power station, which is not really where we want to sleep. Now, I know what you're saying. We literally sleep on top of a power station and live with a power station with us, but we just didn't really want to sleep next to one. So we're going to do the walk. It's an hour walk. It's called the Arnold Dam Walk. And then I think we'll move on down to Moana, Ivy Bay. They do have walks down there as well, but we haven't done any exercise today, so an hour's walk will do us good. And then we'll head up to Moana for the night.
This should be a little bit of fun, actually. It's worth going out there and having a wee bit of a wander around, because, we can't expect everything to be the same when we go on our walks. The trees, the nature, the feel, the smells, everything are going to be different. And this is really different. We're walking on mowed grass, going over
a mowed grass bridge.
Yeah,
that's a first.
It's sort of really different, and we're up really high, and you've got a picnic table down there. So it's a nice wee loop, and you never know really what we're going to see, which is different. You have to be really careful walking along here. It's going narrow and all the way down there, and looking over on that side there, you do quite a roly-poly down there. You'd knock yourself out. It's got a bit of a distinct smell to it. Yeah, it sure is muddy though. It's the Wizard of Oz again. You wouldn't want to come through here again because it'd be the wheelies would come down and get you. It's so lovely and soft. You could sleep on that. It feels lovely. I know you think it's probably not quite as soft as your pillow. Gosh, it's quite prehistoric looking in here. I'm really pleased we came here. This is nice. Gotta make sure I don't get wet in between my legs. Soft wet though, just like I was saying. Gosh, I'm not very good at getting my leg over. Or back out, over. Easy.
Out the other side. That was good. Looks like a World War II bunker or something. Is that
It's been an old one.
an old dam, is it?
Yeah.
How the hell would... Oh, I see, they open it with that.
Like a person down there and doing it.
Back across the lawn mowing bridge. Let's head up to Ivy Bay for the night. There's only a couple of car parks that get good views, it said in the comments, so they're probably taken already. But if we stay there a couple of days, maybe we might be able to move forward to the spots.
That could be good. Brilliant, that walk. Highly recommend that if you sort of think, a little bit boring. No, far from it. Bit of fun. I guess we'll be here in 2 minutes on where we're staying. Nice smooth road.
We're all snuggled up over there. It's a nice beautiful sunset over the lake. We're exhausted from our big walk today. We're going to have just a light dinner, get into the nest and see what tomorrow brings. Hope you have a lovely night. We'll catch you tomorrow.